Now on CoastTV News.
Milton road work where you should avoid and the detour you should know. Easy Pass scam alert, what you should know about the latest scams to hit Delmarva.
And after a sun-filled weekend on Delmarva, I'm tracking some unsettled weather to start the week. We're looking at a period of rain moving in tomorrow afternoon. I'll have the latest timing and how much rain you can expect to see in your neighborhood coming up in my full forecast.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Brandon Ferguson. Welcome to CoastTV News at 11. We begin tonight with more scams on Delmarva. The Delaware Division of Motor Vehicles is once again reminding locals of Easy Pass scams. Back in February, there was a spike in these scams. The Delaware DMV says Easy Pass will never contact you by text or email. If you receive a call or email, do not click any of the links or provide any personal information. Suspicious contacts can be reported at the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center website. There's a big road closure starting tomorrow in Milton. Round Pole Bridge Road between Hudson Road and Cave Neck Road will close for road improvements and the construction of a residential subdivision entrance. The closure will last through Wednesday, April 30th. There is a detour. DelDOT says drivers will need to head west on Hudson Road to Cave Neck Road, then turn right and follow the detour back to Round Pole Ridge Road. For southbound travelers on Cave Neck Road, take a left onto Hudson Road to access the detour. And if you're in the area, plan for delays around this road work. Delaware wildlife officials are inviting the public to discuss the state's horseshoe crab management plan. DNREC and the Division of Fish and Wildlife is hosting a public meeting on the horseshoe crab management plan. They are looking for input on changes to the harvest of male horseshoe crabs, including limits, restrictions, and caps for the state, as well as Maryland and Virginia. The meeting is this Thursday at the Little Creek Hunter Education Training Center from 6 to 8 p.m. in Dover. The Sussex County Democratic Committee has elected 7 new officers to lead the county party for the next 4 years. And tomorrow in Georgetown, the next Sussex County Democratic meeting will be held at 6 p.m. in Georgetown. And we're now going to take a live look into Milford and bring in our first alert meteorologist, Chris Mastrobuono. And Chris, we had good weather this weekend, but is that going to carry on to next week?
Well, we're going to run a little bit of a speed bump here to start the week. All things considered, it was a spectacular weekend. We had plenty of sunshine. It started off on a pretty high note where we had temperatures in the mid to upper 60s, but we cooled down about 10 degrees today. 56 was our high, a little bit cooler at the coast, but you can see highs today were generally in the mid 50s. 57 Salisbury, 54 Cambridge. We saw 54-degree high in Ocean City, but now we are in the 40s, pretty much right around 44 degrees virtually everywhere, and we have cloud cover in play. Temperatures not going to drop off all that much tonight, all thanks to a warm front that's going to be lifting through. You can see wind out of the southeast coming off the ocean, so we cooled down pretty quickly along the coast here late this afternoon into the 40s. This stuff you see on the radar is not reaching the surface. Still quite dry across much of Delmarva, but this moisture is. You can see some heavier rain extending from Kentucky through West Virginia into western Pennsylvania. This warm front is going to lift northward through the overnight, and temperatures are going to gradually rise through a daybreak tomorrow. So you wake up tomorrow morning, it's going to feel quite balmy. There may be some scattered showers and some areas of drizzle around. Bulk of the rain looks to move in around lunchtime through the early afternoon. We dry things out into Tuesday, and then we cool things down a bit as we go into Wednesday and Thursday. Spotty shower or damp tomorrow, and then it looks like a batch of moderate to even a brief downpour possible through the afternoon. We'll time that rain out more and let you know how much you could expect to see in your neighborhood coming up that full 7-day. Brandon?
Thank you, Chris. According to the Lewis Fire Department logs, this crash on your screen happened at 2 a.m. yesterday morning. Now, this was the scene when first responders arrived, and the Lewis Fire Department says there was only the driver in the SUV at the time of the crash. Lewis FD also says the driver was speeding, causing the car to go airborne and landing 25 feet onto the beach. The driver was stabilized and transported to BB Healthcare. The Lewis Police Department is continuing to investigate this crash. A new proposed Delaware bill is aiming to ease zoning restrictions on marijuana dispensaries. Senate Bill 75 aims to establish statewide rules reducing zoning limits and allowing medical dispensaries to expand into recreational sales. In Sussex County, strict zoning laws have made it nearly impossible for new dispensaries to open.
We voted to create this industry, and it's just really unreasonable, some of the actions that have been taken at the county level to effectively ban it after we have voted to make it legal.
The Trump administration is now soliciting corporate sponsors for this year's Easter egg roll event. Sponsorships range from $75,000 to $200,000, offering branding opportunities on event signage, souvenirs, and social media. Ethics experts say this kind of advertising on the White House is grounds unprecedented. The event has long been privately funded, largely through the American Egg Board, which also provides tens of thousands of eggs for the occasion. The Easter egg roll is set for April 21st. Second Lady Usha Vance is heading to Greenland this week. The White House is describing the trip as a visit to watch the country's national dog sled race and, quote, celebrate Greenlandic culture and unity. Before and after taking office, President Trump has expressed interest in taking the island by force or economic coercion. Most recently, during remarks to a joint session of Congress, this will mark the third international trip for the Second Lady. After weeks of treatment, Pope Francis was released from a hospital in Rome tonight. He's been undergoing treatment for life-threatening pneumonia. Jen Sullivan shows the details on his recovery and how the moment was being celebrated around the world.
Pope Francis appearing in public for the first time in weeks, waving to crowds below before returning to his residence at the Vatican Sunday. Onlookers cheering as the Pope is wheeled out onto a balcony of Rome's Gemelli Hospital, where he's been staying for the past 38 days. Speaking in Italian, he thanked everyone for their support, many around the world celebrating.
To actually see him there and to see him smiling and giving a thumbs up, I mean, it was really heartening and encouraging.
The 88-year-old pontiff, who's been pope since 2013, was admitted to the hospital on February 14th for a severe respiratory infection that then escalated into life-threatening pneumonia in both lungs. His medical team telling reporters Saturday that his condition is now stable, allowing him to return home.
In a stable clinical condition with a prescription to partially continue drug therapy and convalescence and rest period at least 2 months.
During the Pope's time in the hospital, the Vatican has chronicled his treatment, including undergoing weeks of non-invasive mechanical ventilation and oxygen. And on March 6th, the Pope releasing this audio statement.
I thank you from the bottom of my heart for your prayers, for my health. From the square, I accompany you from here. May God bless you and the Virgin protect you. Thank you.
The Pope's doctors say he will need to rest for at least another 2 months and can return to work gradually. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
Palestinian health ministry officials say more than 50,000 people have been killed in Gaza since October 7th of 2023. Officials say it comes as the result of Israel's bombing campaign and ground invasion after the Hamas terror attack. The attack on Israel left 1,200 people dead, according to officials in the country, with another 240 people taken hostage by Hamas and other affiliated militant groups. The Israel Defense Forces assault has killed at least 50,000 people, which equates to more than 2% of the 2.3 million people living in Enclave. Coming up tomorrow on Coast TV News, another resource to enforce speeders in Milton is in the talks. What it is and what the community thinks about it. That's tomorrow on Coast TV News.
Now it's going to be pretty mild stepping out the door tomorrow morning. A few spotty showers, very damp, and then we'll see a brief round of rain roll through. Looks like around lunchtime into the late afternoon time frame. We'll track how much rain we expect to see and when we may see the return of 70-degree temperatures. That's all coming up right after the break.
A silent vigil in Lewis brings hundreds together to send a message.
At Ocean Area Tire, we take the stress out of your car maintenance with convenience, empathy, and integrity.
Family owned and operated, providing all automotive services from oil changes to engine diagnostics in Ocean View, Ocean Pines, and Long Neck. Plus, thousands of parts and tires in stock from top-tier brands like Goodyear and Valvoline. Enjoy complimentary refreshments and Wi-Fi in our comfortable waiting rooms, or take our free shuttle to work or home.
Ocean Area Tire, delivering convenience, value, and trust for 40 years.
Call us today or visit oceanareatire.com.
For greatness. Get more with DSN Plus. Subscribe today.
Well, I hope everyone had a safe and enjoyable weekend. We had plenty of sunshine, a bit cooler than where we were at yesterday, and hard to believe we're entering the final week of March. 44 is the current temperature here in Salisbury. 8-mile-an-hour winds. You could see temperatures across the area right now in the 40s, 43 Ocean Pines. We're at 44 Indian River Inlet, 44 Bethany Beach and Rehoboth. You can see winds out of the southeast coming off the ocean, still gusting along the coast, anywhere between about 22 in Ocean City to 26 in Indian River Inlet. We were at 56 for our high today. 38 was our morning low, so we're right on average for our average high for this time of year, 57, and the record high 81 set back in 2012. So we have a round of rain tomorrow, so it's going to be a mild day with a brief period of rain. Could even see a brief downpour. Then we see some drier conditions into Tuesday, and then we see another little nuisance system midweek, but then we cool down, and then we're going to warm things up towards the end of the week. We have a small craft advisory up for the Delaware coast from the bay on southward through 6 tomorrow, and as well as for places from Ocean City down through Chickateague, as well as along the bay. Winds could pick up an upwards of 25 to 30 miles an hour. We're pretty dry. That is not reaching the surface, but this is the rain we're keeping an eye on to arrive tomorrow as this warm front advances northward. Temperatures are going to gradually rise overnight. You can see rain chances ramp up tomorrow, and then we see that other system looks like Tuesday night into Wednesday, and then we pretty much dry out through the end of the week. So as I mentioned, we hitting our lows right around midnight, and then temperatures gradually rise through the night, and we expect a few spotty showers early, but I think the bulk of the rain arrives right around noon and continues till about 4 to 5, and then pushes off the coast. You can see here on Futurecast, 5 a.m., few spotty showers, quite mild into the 50s. Temperatures surge upper 50s to lower 60s, and then there's that band of rain pushing through about 1 o'clock. You can see even some moderate rain. Wouldn't be surprised if we get a brief downpour, and then it slices towards the coast by around 4, and then we're pretty much dry by 6, 7 o'clock. So it's a quick hitting burst of rain for our southern areas, Ocean City, Salisbury. You can see that rain moving in by around 2, 3 o'clock, and then exiting the coast by around 5, and then we dry things out. As far as rainfall totals go, we're looking at a general half an inch on average. There's that next system. Could even see some snow in central Pennsylvania by early Wednesday. But for us, just some brief showers are possible, and then we dry things out by week's end. This is good news as we round out the month of March and enter the month of April. We're looking at above average temperatures. We're at 55 on Wednesday. That cool down midweek is brief, and then we're right back up into the upper 60s on Friday, and then we're pushing the lower 70s by next weekend.
Thank you, Chris. Now to some national weather. Spring is here, but it's already feeling like summer for most people across the West Coast. Forecasters say a heat wave is rolling in, expecting to be record highs in the 80s, 90s, and even 100s in some areas. Phoenix could hit 100 degrees as early as Tuesday, possibly setting a new record. The unusual March warmth is the start of what forecasters say is set to be a warm season across much of the country. The National Weather Service is warning about heat-related illnesses, especially for those working outside. People took their flags and signs to Lewis this afternoon and used their First Amendment right to send a message. CoastTV News reporter Kevin Zapay shows us what message they're spreading.
In February, a silent vigil was held to show support for people in Ukraine. And now, those same people are standing in silence for a different cause. Something Patty Boucher says is the least she can do.
It shows that I'm doing something. Action speaks louder than words.
On Sunday, people brought their signs, flags, and drawings to the Zwallendale Museum in Lewis for a 45-minute silent vigil. Mark Harris, who helped organize the event, say they are standing in silence to send a message that no one is above the law.
There's a real struggle between the executive, the president, and the legal system in the country.
Harris says these silent vigils are meant to show a peaceful support to a number of causes, which he says brings people from around the community closer together.
The silent vigil is really an occasion for us as a community of people who care about our country and about our lives together, to accentuate those things which we feel like really need to be affirmed.
Throughout the 45-minute silent vigil, cars passing by either gave a honk and thumbs up in show of support, while others, not so much. I'm Kevin Zapay in Lewis, CoastTV News.
Comedian Joe Gatto denies he sexually assaulted anyone despite claims from a woman who posted a 10-minute video on TikTok. The woman, who was 19 at the time, claims Gatto attacked her in September of 2023. She said she met the one-time host of Impractical Jokesters at a brunch, and then Gatto invited her to see his comedy show later that night. Then after the performance, the woman says she went to Gatto's hotel room and claims that that's where he sexually assaulted her. Gatto released a statement to USA Today on Sunday that admits he used poor judgment, but said, quote, "Anyone who knows me at all knows full well I wouldn't assault anyone." A school to be removed. Long Neck locals unhappy over the removal of a piece of history. Why the developer says they tried to save it.
These fields are empty now, but soon they'll be alive.
Some teams can only dream to play it because they can't afford it. And that is why Toyota is sponsoring Delmarva's Dream Team.
We're looking for teams from any sport and any level. Each month, your Delmarva Toyota dealer will give one local team a $1,000 grant. And after the year, one finalist will receive an additional $3,000.
Nominate your dream team at DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com under the Features tab.
DSN's Delmarva's Dream Team, sponsored by your local Toyota dealer.
Water, nature's ultimate cleaner. We drink it, we bathe in it. Think water, think steam, think clean. Now harness the power of water with the H2O X5 5-in-1 steam cleaning system.
I'm so impressed with the X5.
It's an all-in-one product, so I can use it throughout my entire house.
It's cleaning, it's sanitizing, there's no chemicals in it. It's just steam.
This is unbelievable. There is no more odor.
You could spend over $500 to purchase the products that the X5 5-in-1 Miracle replaces. Order your H2O X5 steam cleaning system, a $500 value, for just 4 easy payments of $43. Order now and we'll upgrade your X5 package. We'll add a 6th mode with a dusting and polishing wand. Valued at over $30, this extra bonus attachment makes your H2O X5 the H2O X6. That means your 10-piece system becomes a 12-piece system at no extra cost to you. All for just 3 easy payments of $43. Call or click right now.
You like to keep your beard perfectly groomed, but she hates all that mess. Now there's VacuTrim by Bell & Howell, the total body shaver that trims your hair and vacuums it up. VacuTrim stainless steel blades give you a precision cut, while the built-in vacuum captures the hair shavings. It has 20 trim settings to shape your beard and tame body hair with no mess. Get VacuTrim with free shipping for only $39.95.
Call 1-800-263-0608. That's 1-800-263-0608 or go to VacuTrim.com.
An abandoned building with years of history behind it will be razed for a new development in Long Neck. Creekside subdivision off Banks Road will add 116 new homes. As CoastTV News reporter Zacchaea Jennings shows us why it's upsetting people, but the developers say they tried to save the building.
Behind the trees and shrubs along Banks Road in Long Neck is an abandoned home.
It's been there the whole time that I've been growing up.
Once upon a time, it was part of the DuPont Colored Schools initiative.
It has a real historical presence here, and that should be preserved.
This initiative provided African American and Native American students a chance to have an education during a time when segregation was legal and the education of minorities was not a concern. But that slice of history is going away, set to be razed and replaced with a new subdivision called Creekside. It's a move Cindy Hudson Carlisle, who lives minutes away from the property, isn't happy about.
It's a shame that they just didn't keep it restored a little bit and keep it for a centerpiece for their new development that they're building if they have to build it.
Her neighbor, Steve Z., shares similar feelings.
It's too bad they're not being considerate of that.
The attorney for the developer, Rudd Road LLC, spoke at a planning and zoning meeting in January and shared that the developers tried to find a different solution. They reached out to the Nanticoke Indian Tribe Association to see if they were interested in having the property moved. The attorney says they were not interested, but that a place marker will serve as a way to remember the historical significance of the home. This property, along with the development that will take place here, will be on the Sussex County Council's agenda on March 25th. In Long Neck, Zakia Jennings, Coast TV News.
A former U.S. attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia was found dead in Alexandria yesterday morning. Police discovered 43-year-old Jessica Aber's body while responding to a report of an unresponsive woman. They did not indicate whether they believed her death was suspicious. The medical examiner's office will determine the cause and matter of her death. Aber was appointed as U.S. attorney by President Joe Biden in 2021. President Trump says he plans to keep up a White House tradition of inviting championship sports teams to the White House. The president said he's looking forward to welcoming this year's Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles, to the White House. And then he said he will host the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl winning team from 2020. That team was unable to visit the White House because of the spring 2019 COVID-19 outbreak. The president says he wants to make it up to the Super Bowl 50 champions. The price of gasoline is down, at least for now. That's according to a survey from the Lundberg National Survey. The average price for the regular grade gasoline is down 2 cents in the past weeks. It was at $3.15 per gallon. That's a drop of 9 cents in the past month. However, as spring and summer demands increases, retail gas prices are likely to climb back up. They may be modest now, but the Midwest is already seeing big price hikes in wholesale gasoline markets. The IRS is close to finalizing an agreement with the Department of Homeland Security to help locate migrants suspected of being in the U.S. illegally. According to a person familiar with the matter, the agreement would require Immigration and Customs Enforcement to submit names and addresses of people it suspects of living in the country illegally to the IRS. The tax agency, in turn, would then cross-reference and confirm the information. Laws already prohibit improper disclosure of taxpayer information and would amount to a major shift by the agency. The cost for families to travel to Disney World is in the thousands. That's according to a recent study by NerdWallet. On the low end, families can expect to spend $6,000 for a week-long stay. In today's Consumer Watch, Jen Sullivan has tips to try and keep the cost down.
It's known as the most magical place on Earth, Disney World. Millions of people visit a year, and while it's one of the most visited places in the world, it can also be one of the most expensive.
It is expensive and getting more expensive.
Sally French is a travel expert at NerdWallet. They recently looked at the cost of a trip to Disney and found on the low end, a 7-night trip for a family of 4 costs roughly $6,000. The high end, more than $15,000. But there are ways you can save.
There are plenty of off-property hotels that are still nearby that are much cheaper to stay at.
Another way to cut costs, visit one theme park per day. According to Disney's website, pricing varies by day, but a one-day theme park ticket can cost between $169 to $189 depending on the park. A park hopper will cost you upwards of $200 per person per day.
You might need to cram in multiple parks in one day, in which case a park hopper makes sense.
Disney does offer dining plans for guests to help keep down the cost, but packing your own food can help save a lot of money. Here's where your bill can really add up. Disney offers lightning lane passes to help you bypass those long lines. Multi-pass prices can cost up to $39 per person per park. Then there are the VIP tours, which can cost $450 to $900 an hour.
Those people who are keeping up with the Joneses, who want to have everything, all the bells and whistles, yeah, they might need to budget $15,000 for.
Another way to save, don't visit when kids have off of school. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
If you're thinking it might be cheaper to fly to Anaheim, California and visit Disneyland, guess again. NerdWallet found both resorts to be neck and neck with the price. A nationwide Tesla protest among multiple protests across the country targeted at Doge and Elon Musk. But first, springing into action, what homeowners and locals are doing to try and change rental rules in Ocean City.
Stay tuned to get a free automatic toilet bowl cleaner from Mermaid. Your sink stopper's broken, and fixing a drain is a pain. Introducing Mermaid Drain Magic, the instant solution to most broken drains. Just remove and replace. In seconds, you can fill and drain with a simple press of a button. Drain Magic makes replacing your old, broken, rusty, even missing sink stoppers fast and easy. Drain Magic's anti-clogging basket helps prevent clogs in your sink, catching hair, food, even jewelry. Made with brass and chrome and a silicone gasket, it creates a watertight seal. Order your Mermaid Drain Magic today for only $19.99 and get a Mermaid toilet bowl cleaner absolutely free. Drop it in the tank for up to 3 months of cleaning. But wait, this could be your last chance to get Drain Magic at this low price with free toilet bowl cleaner. There's a strict limit of 3, so order now.
Call 1-800-944-6857 or visit GetDrainMagic.com. So call 1-800-944-6857 or visit GetDrainMagic.com now.
How many times have you tried to clean a stubborn mess but end up with no success? What you need is the all-new waterproof Ruby Horsepower, the new cordless and rechargeable power scrubber that cleans faster and easier, guaranteed. Watch, baked on oven grease is no match. It blasts away dirt and grime in no time. The power comes from our rotating brushes, spinning at 350 RPM. The incredible torque fights calcium, mildew, mold, and more. Take it in the kitchen, where it busts through caked-on crud, or outside and tackle tough tasks with ease. Get your Ruby Horsepower with 4 additional attachments, all for just $39.99. Great news! They're in stock and ready to ship. Due to high demand, only 2 per order. Order now.
Call 1-800-455-0217. That's 1-800-455-0217 or visit horsepowerscrubber.com. So call 1-800-455-0217 now.
New rental rules have taken over residential areas and mobile homes in Ocean City with a 5-day minimum stay, occupancy limits to 2 people per bedroom, and some locals and homeowners think these changes are taking away their rights, which is why some locals came together to make signs, cards, and even a website to help preserve all the new rental changes in town. One realtor in town explains how many signatures they need to send this rule to a referendum where voters decide.
I think they're probably around 200. They need to get to 900, so we really need a lot of the Ocean City residents that are here on the voter roll to get out and sign this to help us get this put to the voters.
According to the petition, to be eligible to sign, you must be a local in Ocean City who voted in the last election and must sign in person. Protesters across the nation are looking to take down Tesla in an effort to impact its owner, Elon Musk. Protesters gathered outside of Tesla showrooms and dealerships yesterday to denounce Elon Musk and Doge. Demonstrators have been organizing by groups including Action Network, People Over Profits, and the Disruption Project. While there have been peaceful protests, there also have been at least 80 reports of vandalism or arson of Tesla cars. The FBI released a statement addressing the spike in crimes. that have led to 3 people facing federal charges. Federal workers in Northeast Pennsylvania are sounding off this weekend about the Trump administration. Crowds gathered yesterday. Many held signs calling for the protection of workers from the gutting of several federal departments. Protesters took aim at the recently created Department of Government Efficiency and tech billionaire Elon Musk, who leads it. Among those in hand at the public square, where workers were employed through the Department of Veteran Affairs, who fear a proposal to cut roughly 80,000 VA jobs nationwide. Organizers say they plan to hold protests like this one in the future to make their voices heard. More protests against the Trump administration and their policies and the mass layoffs continues. Federal workers, union representatives, and allies gathered in Virginia Beach yesterday as well for the protest of affordable and in Virginia, Freedom of Virginia and Planned Parenthood. Advocates of Virginia also held a town hall at the Town Bank Arena Saturday afternoon to discuss how the administration's policies are impacting the Hampton area roads, and an invite was extended to Representative Jen Kagans, but she was not present. We now take a live look into Salisbury, and after the break here on Coast TV News at 11, we have a final check on your forecast.
We could practice our skills anywhere, but here is where we've chosen to be. It's here that we find new ways to create hope, give second chances, save lives. One day your heart will need us, and on that day, we'll be ready, without missing a beat. The Heart and Vascular Institute at Bay Health. Our commitment runs deep.
Upgrade your roof. Whether it's metal roofing or shingles, Alpha Roofing and Siding is the pinnacle of protection and style, using premium materials that withholds any harsh conditions that are covered by a 50-year material warranty. Get free gutter guards with your new roof and 12 months no interest. Ask us how to save 30% with a federal tax credit on solar skylights. Call today for more details. Alpha Roofing and Siding, where protection comes first and setting the standard is our legacy.
DSN Plus is more energy, extra live games and on-demand replays, anytime, anywhere. DSN Plus is more hype. From playoff matchups and unified football to marching band showcases, we highlight what makes Delmarva unique. DSN Plus is more hometown pride. We go wherever our teams go, with up to 5 live games every weeknight. DSN is still free on air and cable, but get even more with DSN Plus, just $6.99 a month. Download the Delmarva Sports Network app from your app store today.
Elevate your business and engage more customers with Draper Media. Our diverse network of media properties such as WBOC, CoastTV, 93.5 The Beach, and 102.5 WBOC reaches over 500,000 Delmarva residents across various channels like television, radio, social media, and digital platforms. Enhance your brand's visibility across the Delmarva region with Draper Media. Our passionate team of media specialists and content creators are dedicated to showcasing your brand through engaging commercials, dynamic drone footage, eye-catching graphic and web design, and social media branding. Share your brand story on our popular programs, capturing the attention of your target audience. Trust your brand with Draper Media, a family-owned company serving the Delmarva community. Contact Sue Dalton today at sdalton@wboc.com to get started.
Well, don't forget the umbrella. Tomorrow we have scattered showers and areas of drizzle in the morning, and then we're going to have a brief period of rain roll through around lunchtime, and that should clear out right before dinner time. Temperatures across the peninsula generally in the upper 50s to lower 60s. You can get your forecast anytime by dialing our First Alert weather phone at your 10-day. Drier conditions on Tuesday, 63. Now, we're watching a system late Tuesday into Wednesday that could bring around some light showers into Wednesday morning. We cool things down a bit midweek, and then we go right back up into the upper 60s by next Friday, and then by next weekend, feeling like spring, upper 60s to lower 70s. And then we see a system bringing us a chance of rain late Sunday into Monday.
Thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app. We'll see you in just a few hours for Coast TV News today, starting at 5 a.m. Have a great night.